Aaron Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey, welcome back to the Markout Movie Podcast. And on today's episode, we're bringing back atrociously bad films. We're reviewing.
Oh.
Hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
What would interest you? Something the size of a jumbo jet?
Have you been circumcised?
Yes!
One would venture to think that that man has now, in fact, been circumcised.
I would think so. I would bet money on it.
That one part of it, the hospitality line, I kind of want that, like, maybe like a welcome mat. You can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. I think it'd be great.
You would. You would.
Yeah, or put it on the wall somewhere. People need to treat hospitality right. All right. So yeah, we're doing in this episode, we are looking at Surf Ninjas. Movie that came out in 1993,
That's right. A year after Three Ninjas.
and here let's show a little bit of a
Oh, Lord.
trailer.
Oh, boy.
Whoa! New Line Cinema presents an awesome, ripping, totally stoked
Get on with it.
new movie, Surf Ninjas. It's the story of these kids who get booted from their country by this evil dude.
That was then.
All right, I just showed a little bit of it. It's
Bob,
no.
Bob, Bob. Do you get the reference? Probably not.
Yeah, Baba Ran. Yeah, the song Baba Ran.
Yeah.
The reference you just did, yes, I get it from the movie.
Yeah. Which
Is that
made no
what you
sense to me. It made zero sense, but I enjoyed it. That was the best part of the
Well,
movie for me.
because the guy was named Baba Ran. He was the that was the title of the Asian guy that was coming to the school, the guest. He's the Baba Ran. And so they said Baba Ran. Ba.
I never caught his name.
Ran. Yeah, Baba Ran.
Okay, makes sense now. My review doesn't make sense anymore. But
So, Surf Ninjas stars Ernie Reyes Jr. Ernie Reyes Sr. is in it as the guy with the eye patch, and Leslie Nielsen, and of course, 30-something-year-old Rob Schneider playing a 16-year-old best friend of Ernie Reyes Jr. So,
not
you
only
have
that, he's trying to look Asian.
Is he trying to look Asian?
He's not
I
Asian.
didn't even catch it. He's not. Rob Schneider is not Asian.
You can't tell he's got a lot of makeup on to make him look like he's more Asian.
That's what I thought it was supposed to be, like a tan thing. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
He was. I've always believed he was trying to play off that he was Asian in this movie.
Oh, the movie. Didn't they? The movie's pretty bad, man.
It's very bad. I'm glad I picked it because it was so bad.
It's
I didn't
pretty
have
bad.
no fun with it though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's not atrociously bad in the sense of, like you said, it's not that type of movie where you hit. It's no blood hook. You know what I mean? Or Beasts for that matter. Or what did we recently like that we loved? The Intruder.
Yeah.
But it
It's not even a really bad ninja movie.
yeah,
It's a bad movie in general. It's not like a atrociously bad ninja movie or martial arts comedy. It's just really bad.
yeah, it's just really bad. It happens during the time frame where you had like you mentioned, Three Ninjas, and I think in my mind I keep mixing Three Ninjas and Surf Ninjas up. Now I don't know why because I think Three Ninjas may be better. I don't, but I hadn't seen it so long.
It's better. It hasn't aged well, but it's definitely better than this. I think the reason you may getting it confused is because the three bad guys that try to kidnap them are like surfers, dude. You know, they they talk like they're Johnny Utah from Point Break or Bill and Ted, or you know.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, and then also this came out in time of those the a lot of the ninja craze that happened with I say Ninja Turtles, Three Ninjas, Surf Ninjas. I feel like there's like maybe Double Dragon during this time frame.
Yeah, Double Dragon came
Maybe
out a year after this.
yeah, and then was Street Fighter. It's kind of like in the same
I think Street Fighter
realm.
came out in '94 as well.
Yeah,
Same year as Double
and
Dragon,
then
if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, then what else? I don't know when did Mortal Kombat come? Is that 94,
95.
95?
95.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just like which out of all those I just mentioned, Mortal Kombat would probably be the best one. Um,
However, I stand by this. Street Fighter is an atrociously bad film.
it
You can
is.
have fun with it. I believe this with all my heart. I've always had fun with it.
When's the last time you watched that one?
4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. Well, I'll be interested in revisiting it. I haven't watched it in
I mean,
has to
John
be
Claude Van Damme's
at
on
least 60,
cocaine
70.
throughout the whole
I,
picture. I mean,
it has to be over 10 years. I think it's over 10 years. I haven't seen it in a long time. I probably hadn't seen it since it was on VHS. I've never seen it on any
yeah.
other media other than maybe TV and then VHS.
Raul Julia was in a different movie than everyone else.
Yeah,
He took it seriously. Like his
that
performance
was
was great. Like it
wasn't
was.
that his last film?
What now?
Wasn't that Raul's last film? Right?
Yeah. And he did it for his kids. He said, "Yeah." He said they really wanted him to do Street Fighter, so he did it. But yeah, that was the last movie.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this movie. So you have three guys, well, two brothers, and they live with their adopted father, which they don't really explain that at first. You just hey dad, and you just call him dad, and you like not
Yeah,
you're supposed to go overlook the fact that this dude's white, and and they're clearly not, and and so and then their best friend Rob Schneider's there, and then like you start seeing ninjas pop up in these blue camouflage type. It kind of reminds you of what the bad guys wore on Street Fighter. Actually, it reminds you of the same outfit. I think they wore blue camouflage, or was it the good guys that wore the blue camouflage? I can't remember, or maybe I'm thinking about Universal Soldier. I have no idea.
you're not
They all
thinking
run together.
I remember that movie more clearly. I've seen it so many times. But yeah, they did wear blue and red. I think the red ones was Bison's team, and Guile's team wore blue. Or yeah,
Okay.
I think because Ken and
Yeah.
Ryu was in red when they joined Bison.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's
But in
sad
this
I know this,
movie,
isn't it?
yeah, in this
I can
movie,
remember.
the ninjas wore blue camouflage uh, ninja outfits, maybe. And but yeah, there was Ernie Ray Sr., who was kind of like their guide. Um, it, it gave me a lot of I don't know if you got this, but I kind of got uh, Beverly Hills Beverly Hills Ninja vibes in the sense of you know when uh when his brother in that movie, Farley's brother in that movie, kind of comes in to kind of watch over him. He's kind of doing a lot of to protect him, but they don't
Yeah,
know that he's there. That's where it gave me those vibes, and then also it gave me vibes of Golden Child a little bit, like the whole like, we gotta go from like L.A. or whatever
yeah,
or California to like the like a foreign Asian type of ancient country to kind of put things right. But that's about it. Other than Rob Schneider it was he with SNL during this time?
93. I would think so. Yeah, he had to be. Because what? When did Happy Gilmore come out? 90, 94, 95?
94 and 95, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he was still with SNL.
Yeah. So my point is he I guess I don't know, maybe he's like, oh yeah, this is a great check. Let's do this. I don't know what they thought that this was gonna be. I don't know what they thought. When you get Leslie Nielsen, like Leslie Nielsen was in a different movie. I think Leslie Nielsen thought that this was gonna be like Naked Gun. And he's like, I'm doing that.
You think he
And
did that though?
everybody
I didn't think he
I
did
feel
that at
like
all.
I feel like Leslie Nielsen was Leslie Nielsen
I was like,
in the
what
sense of
you're saying? Basically, he played it serious. Is it what?
he, he played
But
it like the way that
he
he
did
would
play it
typically
serious.
play it. No, he can't play it. He's Leslie Nielsen. I don't even in Creepshow when Leslie Nielsen popped up, I was like, make me laugh, Leslie. But he was serious in that movie, and I was like, oh, Leslie's a villain, okay. But he's a true villain in that movie. But in this, he he was like, there was the whole no, 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 don't hang up, like the answer machine thing. And he's
Hmm.
trying to hurry up and get to it, and it's the whole water thing, and it's just I felt like Leslie Nielsen thought, oh, this is gonna be for little kids, so let me like kind of play it out. I don't know. So how do you feel like Leslie Nielsen did in this?
I agree that he was in a different movie than everyone else. I thought he played it seriously, like he was in a
Hmm.
very serious movie, which I guess you could say that he did play it like Naked Gun because he played that like he was in a very serious movie, like which made it funny. Here,
Yeah,
it don't make it funny. I wasn't amused by his performance, but then again, I wasn't really amused by anyone's performance or direction or the writing or the cinematography. It was bad. Um, I felt rewatching this though. I felt really bad for Ernie Reyes Jr.
hmm
Because he's coming off Barry Gordon's Last Dragon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1992,
uh,
part two. Was
Secret
it
of the
92 or
Ooze
91?
was
Secret of the Ooze.
Ooze then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this was right after that. And this is like he really got noticed with the Turtles, and he does this. I just felt like it killed his career because I don't think he was seen in another big type action movie till The Rundown with The Rock and Sean William
yeah,
Scott.
yeah. And that's one thing about Ernie Reyes Jr. He his career with Ninja Turtles, it kind of like you mentioned, Ninja Turtles kind of um, got him got him out there. Even though we know I knew him originally, like you said, from Last Dragon,
Yeah.
but when he was a kid. But Ninja Turtles, uh, part two, where he was like the pizza delivery guy, and he becomes the Turtles' friend. He started doing martial arts, things like that. I was like, man, I want to see. And so this movie is supposed to probably maybe catapult his career,
Yeah.
uh, but it just kind of plummeted his career, unfortunately. But like, I still mark out. Let me say this: I still mark out every time I see Ernie Reyes pop up in anything. So like you said in the rundown when he was in there, I was like, yes, it kind of felt like his career went the same way that what is his name? He was in The Protector.
Tony
He's like
Jaa.
Tony Jaa. I think that his career kind of went the same way, where you thought that he was going to blow up, but he
Yeah.
just never translated over to like American cinema like that.
Yeah. I
Uh,
watching The Protector, I thought this guy's gonna blow up. He's the next Jackie Chan as far as how they're gonna market him. And then he did another movie. It may have been Protector 2. It was just really
mhm.
bad, and America wouldn't touch him again unless it was like a low budget film. I did see one he did with Dolph Lundgren. I like that, but it was nowhere near the budget of a Protector, So
And
I
he
agree
he
with
was
you
in
on that.
he was in one of the Fast Furious
It
films too,
was,
right?
yes. And the last Triple X movie, which I think he was in it. I think him and Donnie Yen were in it together. But I'm not 100% sure on that. He definitely was in Fast and Furious 6 or 7. I remember him. He was in it.
I'm going to say this too while we're kind of on that topic. I don't feel like we currently have, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like we currently have anyone that I can point at and say that is the dude to look at. So I feel like Bruce Lee obviously was the guy. And then the next big one, I would argue and say, other than Chuck Norris, but I'm saying, but arguably, I would say Jackie Chan was uber bigger than Chuck, in my opinion. And so, and then I say Jet Li was kind of mentioned in there. And Jet Li movies, like you really enjoy watching them and you enjoy seeing Jackie stuff. But I honestly can't point. Maybe and you like Donnie into a little degree, but I can't point at nobody now, and say, "Oh man,
You're
I
talking
can't
about
wait to
younger
see
guy.
them." Younger guy or just anyone that other than like those guys that I would still love. Like if Jet Li comes back out here and starts acting again, I would love to see his stuff, right? Or
Yeah.
Jackie, if Jackie pops up, I'm gonna go for Jackie.
Well,
But I don't see any younger guys like a Tony Jaa or a Ernie Ray Jr. or people younger than that that's coming up that maybe has that type of. But I haven't been paying attention either. So.
um, okay. So I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let the Chuck Norris thing go. But
Oh no! Say what you say. Say it with your chest,
I
man.
mean, you feel Chuck Norris was.
I don't feel like Chuck
I
is
like
not
Chuck. I like
bad.
Chuck.
Chuck is great, but I don't think I don't. If you're talking about like the
But you
martial
don't think
artists,
he was surpassed until Jackie Chan?
yeah, I don't think that Chuck was ever on that same level as Jackie Chan in the sense of
But yeah, I'm talking about like in
like like
America.
like like, like America or anywhere. I think that uh, I think that I think that Chuck Norris his films are all B movies.
Yeah.
But they're great, they're fun, but they're B movies. Whereas Jackie was an A-lister. He was able to break that in that realm where I would argue and say Bruce probably broke at one point. And so to break that is something else. Now I would say Jet Li did it, but then I think the movie The One, what kind of knocked him back down, and he never regained it from that point,
The
in
one.
my opinion. The
I
One,
mean,
yeah.
look, as far as who, okay, I love Chuck Norris, but I never viewed
Mhm.
him as top guy in the
Mhm.
martial art genre. I always viewed Van Damme as the guy, but he didn't make the money that a Stallone or Schwarzenegger made, but he was considered top martial artist in American films. Then Jackie comes in, kind of steals it because Van Damme gets on drugs, gets blacklisted. He never has truly recovered that spot, and he never will. It just won't happen. He's too old now to even try. But I think Jet Li came in with Lethal Weapon 4, playing the
Mhm.
villain, kind of stole some of the spotlight from Jackie. Then he did
Absolutely.
Romeo Must Die,
Which
and
I love that movie.
yeah,
It's, it's
you
my
spoke
favorite.
of the
It's
one.
my favorite jet.
I like the one. I don't know what it did box office wise. It probably was a flop. But I think what the movie with him and Statham that really stood out to me was War. You know, I thought that was probably one of Jet Li's best performances because I had no idea who he was playing. You know, not to spoil it, but I think that's I think that's the best movie of the duo. Of course, he did Expendables, and then he kind of left, and he just kind of quietly left Hollywood. Um, but as you were saying, who is the guy now?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still Jackie Chan, and maybe in second place I would put Donnie Yen.
Yeah, I would.
As far as
I would agree with that.
young guys, you're right. There really isn't anyone.
None that stands out. None that really just
I mean, they
stands
may have
out.
their movies in China or overseas somewhere, but I can't really think of any martial artist.
Well, I would say action wise, though, like if we not martial art, but if you're going to go action, I would say, um,
Scott Atkins, maybe, if
yeah,
you talking about that.
Reacher, that guy.
Oh, him?
I think
Yeah.
that Alan, I
Richardson.
keep forgetting his Richardson. Yeah, I think that he may be eventually that guy. Um, uh,
He's got the
in my opinion,
potential.
yeah.
Arnold's got the potential to pass the torch to him. They're doing a movie
Mhm.
together. I don't. It's like a comedy, action comedy. It's a Christmas
Mhm.
themed movie, but still, it's the potential is for Arnold to truly pass the torch to somebody new. Because I mean, I think we all look at Statham kind of took over the action genre, but he's never been that big of a name in Hollywood. Um, you could say The Rock or Vin Diesel, but when we think of Vin
I,
Diesel, we just think of Fast and Furious, really.
yeah, and I feel like Rock is kind of leaving the action world in the sense of like
Yeah,
he's trying to do other things, and then I wouldn't put Batista in there at all. I think Batista is trying to do more mainstream stuff, and then I just can't think of anybody that I feel like is truly like grabbing me. Now, like I said, they are good in they're good with action, but their martial arts, I, I just don't know anyone. I haven't paid attention.
yeah. I
So I
mean,
don't know. I don't know what
I don't think
like.
there's anybody new, like
Yeah.
mainstream wise. I'm sure there's plenty of people like for the Chinese films, the foreign films, but
Hmm.
I don't really watch those anymore. I
Yeah.
haven't in a long, long time, so
And
I don't
you
know.
mentioned something that's also pretty true with Jet Li. It took a vehicle like Lethal Weapon 4 to uh, have him come in as the villain and introduce American audience to him
Yeah,
and and like him taking apart the guns and things like that and just like making you see like, oh, this guy's like, who is this guy, and you want to see more of him, and then that kind of got us ready to see more of Jet Li. Jackie, I guess Rumble in the Bronx. Uh, but even though it's a cheat code because it technically wasn't in the Bronx, I think it's still filmed like in Asia somewhere. But I would say Rush Hour for sure is what got me
yeah.
wanting to see more
Rush Hour.
Jackie Chan. Yeah.
I mean, I like Jackie. I don't like. I could. I just never could get into his, you know, Asian films. Like I've tried, man. I watched
Like
Rumble in the Bronx.
the
I
cop
watched.
movie, whatever that is. I forgot what it's called. Something about
He
a
did like
cop.
two or three of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think I've
I
seen the
don't. I
first.
don't know what. I've never seen. I'll be honest with you. I've never seen
I watched more and enjoyed more of Jet Li's work than I did Jackie's.
it. Mm.
I think that's
Yeah, I
because
agree
he
with
took
you.
himself seriously. Like I thought Jet Li could literally kill me in like 2 seconds. I think Jackie would just laugh at me. You know,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
Jackie was comedy and Jet was very deadly serious, and so I was always more
And
of a Jet Li fan.
and they went two different paths. Like where with Jackie, and there's only been that one movie where they're together and they kind of fought one another, which was it wasn't
Forbidden
a great
Kingdom.
movie. It wasn't a great movie, but I love seeing that scene of them interacting. But um, with with Jackie, he said, "I don't want to be Bruce. I want to be like Buster Keaton or something like that. I want to be funny. The martial arts would be funny, like grimace with the pain and it hurts me, you know." And then with Jet Li, he's like, "No, I'm I want to take people out, you know." And so the two different people, like you said, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not I'm not man enough to go up and slap Jet Li. I'm just saying, because I feel like he can kill a brother. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but
that's just
also
what I think.
Jet could do comedy too. I mean, he proved that in Romeo Must Die, the Expendable
Hmm.
movies.
Hmm.
He could do comedy. He just
Yeah.
chose serious. He chose to be
Yeah.
different because he knew Jackie was his main competition. You know, you
Mhm.
don't want to be like your main competition, and so
Yeah.
it was good for Hollywood though to get both of them in a. I wished it would have been a better movie, like you said. It wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
I preferably would have wished that they would have done a movie together, like something like Face Off. I think that would.
Yeah.
Heck,
Oh, that would have been
I
great.
take nothing
That
away
would have
from
been
Travolta and Cage, but you put those two in that movie together,
Yeah.
it's just as magical, in my opinion.
Yeah, that been dope. Do you feel like with Ernie Reyes Jr. Which is a pretty cool. It's the coolest thing about this movie is that he got to be in a movie on screen with his father, and I
Yeah,
thought that was really cool. Um, um, and it's funny when I seen this when I was a kid, I had no idea that was his dad. I don't think I paid attention to
yeah, I didn't either.
credit, and so I had no idea. But now looking back, now I'm like, oh, they look alike. They totally look alike. So, um, I feel like I wish that Ernie Reyes Jr. was able to have shined more and did more and been seen more because I think that he's phenomenal. I think that he's the best part of this movie. Like he has charisma that
Yeah,
kind of makes you want to just keep seeing what he's doing and stuff like that. Um, and it just kind of carried over from his role in Ninja Turtles. But that's literally he's the best part of this movie.
I agree.
Everybody else is forgettable, in my opinion. Even Leslie is forgettable.
Yeah, I wish Leslie would have done this movie. Like,
Hmm.
it was beneath him.
I agree.
It really was. And I mean, I wish Rob Schneider wouldn't have been in this movie either. Not that it was beneath him, it's just he did nothing to add to it.
Yeah, he
He's
was supposed to be
always
the
going to
comic
be,
relief, but he's not. He wasn't funny. He like the whole thing of him. Um, I can control people with my mind thing.
yeah.
It got old fast. Um, and then the little brother, he's totally forgettable. I don't like. Oh, I want to drive. And then the whole thing with him, I totally forgot that it was Brandon. That was the whole thing with him with the whole Game Boy, and he was
Yeah.
like playing. I totally forgot about that, and I was like, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen."
See, that's what I actually liked about the movie back in the day in 1993. I loved this movie when I first seen it. I was like 10. So
I probably did too.
I remember the video game, him playing the video game, and it was actually happening real time. I thought that was just the coolest thing I ever seen in a movie that dealt with a video game. But watching it as an adult many years later, it's like one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. It's just funny how your experience in life changes when you go back and visit a movie you haven't visited in 30 years,
Hmm.
maybe
Yeah,
40.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It,
been
it
30. No,
it
it's
it
been
makes a
30 for me.
it makes a big difference. Like you think about um, like this movie, like so many so many things that happens in this movie, and you think, oh well, that's foolish. Why would you do like Ernie Reyes Senior blowing up his their house?
Yeah,
They don't have a house to go back to. Like it wasn't smart.
but
It
he's a
wasn't
prince.
smart.
Ernie Reyes Jr. is a prince now,
Yeah,
so
but he dissolved it at the end of the movie. He was like, "Yeah, I don't want none of this. Y'all are all free to do what you want to do. I'm gonna go surf, I guess."
now did they ever
I,
actually tell what happened to his parents, or did I just miss it? Because I never
I
heard
think I don't
exactly.
think they did. I don't think they did.
I just
Also,
assumed Leslie Nielsen
Le-
killed him, but I don't remember them explaining that.
also Leslie Nielsen. So they tried to do the shredder thing. It felt like the shredder thing, but with Leslie Nielsen and the elephant stepping on his head and smashing his face and stuff. Um, I just felt like it was a waste of it's just waste. This whole movie's a waste.
I mean, I
Everything was a
agree.
waste. The
I
budget
agree.
was a waste. Yeah, I don't even know if I gave it a letterbox review. I
I
can give
didn't
you my
see it.
score.
I didn't see it.
No, I probably didn't. I probably forgot all about it. All right, I can give you my score. It's gonna be simple. It's a 1.
One. It's a solid one.
And the 1 is only for Ernie Reyes Jr. because I like him. But I didn't like him enough to ever watch this movie again.
All right. I'm going to give it a 1.5. I'm giving it a 1 for Ernie Reyes Jr. like you. I'm giving it a 0.5 for the song. Bob, 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 Brand. I ain't gonna lie. I was marking out for it. I was like, yes, this is the best part of the movie. I absolutely love this.
And they bring it back at the very end.
They
And
do.
They're all
It's like
dancing to it.
It did make sense to me, but you said that's the guy's name. So I was like, okay, it makes sense now. But that's how I started my review about retelling the song. I said, you lost yet? Because get in line.
Yeah.
But it was a really bad movie. I'm sorry I picked it. But then again, I'm not sorry because I actually did want to revisit it because I really did like it.
I'm not mad that you picked it. Just, it is what it is. Next week, I'm going to pick Idiocracy, a movie you've never seen.
I've never seen
it. It has starred Luke Wilson. Yeah, not Owen, Luke. And then some other people in it. But yeah, I think that hopefully you get a kick out of it and just like, it's a movie that I've always.
When you told me about it, so I had to look it up. Oh, it's Luke Wilson. I typically don't watch a lot of Luke. I'm more of an Owen guy, but
don't watch trailers or nothing. Just watch. We're gonna just watch it.
I'm just gonna watch it, Aaron.
Just gonna watch it. Yeah. What do you want the people to do?
If you like this episode, which you probably didn't, click that like, click that subscribe, comment, share the Markup Movie Podcast, and get ready for some idiot, I guess, for next week. Is it a stupid movie?
No, well, no.
Is it going to top this? As dumb?
No, it's more satirical because of the. It's just like looking at where this movie was made. I forget how many years ago, like 2000 something.
Oh, was that?
It looked at like what they thought that the future would look like, which is an idiocracy, not a democracy. It's an idiocracy. Everybody's dumb, and then some of the things that they say in this movie make sense. Where you're like, oh, yeah. And so now, there used to be memes that says we live in a world where now idiocracy is now a documentary because of how accurate it kind of predicted where we're leaving it now. And so we're gonna watch this movie next week. I can't wait for you to watch it. It's kind of like a live version of, not so much a live version of Futurama because there's no aliens, but a live version of just the future. Like you waking up in the future, this is what's happening. So yeah.
All right, I got you. I understand.
All right.
I understand the concept.
But yeah, I would agree with you. I'm more of a Owen guy than a Luke. I think I've seen my favorite Luke Wilson film is Blue Streaks.
He is in that. I forgot about that.
He's like, he might be high. And so he said something like that. He's on that. He's high. And then then the guy came up and said, "What's going on?" He says, "He's high." That's what it's.
I think my favorite Luke Wilson movie is probably Old School.
I forget about Old School.
Kind of steals that, but I know Luke's on the cover of it. I have seen it many times, but I keep forgetting he's actually in it because all I can think of is Will Ferrell running down the street. Yeah, that's all I really remember about that movie. I love that movie. Was Vince Vaughn in that movie as well?
Yes, Vince Vaughn's in it as well. That's like the dynamic duo. I would say. No, Will. I would say with Vince and Owen. I love to see them work together.
Yeah, Vince and Owen were great.
But I don't think Owen's not in that film at all. But you have Luke, Vince, Will Ferrell, and I feel like somebody else.
Someone else.
But I can't remember. But I think that another movie that I think of Owen Wilson, Owen and Luke. They're in together. I think they're in it together. It's Home Fries. It's a movie that came out like I think it's one of the very first films that they're in together. It's like it was an interesting little movie.
If you
It was
like
like an indie film.
if you like Owen, not Owen, but if you like Vince Vaughn in like dark comedies, I would suggest you check out Clay Pigeons. With also Joaquin Phoenix is in that movie.
Okay.
It's
Um,
it's dark comedy, but it's very Vince Vaughn's just really creepy in that movie.
okay. Yeah, Vince Vaughn. Vince is the I enjoy Vince Vaughn. Period. And I'm cool saying that, but Vince he can be dark. He was in obviously Psycho the remake, but he was like he played it as a they have they have a movie where Luke Wilson played Bob Ross. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. Um,
I think it's
Owen
Owen.
Wilson. Owen. I confused the names. Um, I thought I typed in Owen Wilson. No, it's Owen.
It is
That's
Owen.
why. I typed in Luke and I typed in Owen instead.
We are
Um,
living his movie next week, apparently.
yeah. Um, anyway, we thank y'all for watching this episode. This is not an idiocracy. Um,
Are you
it's streaming
sure?
on. I think it's on
Oh,
Tubi.
man.
Um,
What is idiot? Argus?
Idiocracy. It's on Disney Plus. You still have Disney Plus?
Nope.
Oh boy.
It's on
You have
Tubi. It's on
Hulu?
something. I saw it.
You have Hulu?
Yeah, I got Hulu. Okay, that's what it's on. It's on Hulu.
All right. It's on Hulu too. All right. So yeah. So you have something you can watch it. So we're gonna watch Idiocracy while it's still out there. Um, but in the meantime, and in between time, Aaron Whitlow,
Brandon Spivey.
we thank you for marking out with the Mark Out Movie Podcast. Sorry that we had you watching Surf Ninjas. I'm sorry that movie is very, very bad. But blame Brandon. All right, thank you.
People do. Always.